After completion of Chapter 5, What Matters is the Motive, from Sandel's Justice, What's the Right Thing to Do, I acquired new knowledge over Kantianism. This week's reflection pertains to two separate questions. The first question discusses whether telling a misleading truth is consistent with Kant's categorical imperative. This topic covers the belief of Kant, Clinton, and Sandel that a misleading truth does not violate the categorical imperative. The categorical imperative states that something must be followed regardless of aim. First, you must only do things you could universalize, and second, always treat humanity as an end in itself, never as a mere tool. The second maxim applies to others and applies to oneself. When comparing a misleading truth to a lie, many things are to be taken into perspective. What's the difference? Well, to start with, not much is very much different. Both are given with an attempt at misleading. Sandel says that telling misleading truths could be universalized because all it would cause is individuals to listen more closely and challenge the interpretation of others' words. I believe that similar to if lying were to be universalized, individuals would always have to be alert for dishonesty. This would make us skeptics of everyone's words and would also attempt to erase the line between what is honest and what is dishonest. This weakens his concept because loopholes are not supported under the categorical imperative. Misleading truths are created with the selfish intent to corrupt. Lying is direct dishonesty, and the universalization of misleading truths would allow individuals to attempt to mislead others with indirect dishonesty. Telling misleading truths violates the second part of the categorical imperative as well, of treating humanity as an end in itself and never as a mere tool. Here's why. An individual that tells a misleading truth is using the human's belief in their words as a way to escape or avoid a person's wrath, in the case of Kant, or a scandal in the case of Clinton. Therefore, using that person or a person's gullibility or lack of further evaluation of their statement in order to get what they want. Overall, telling misleading truths could not be universalized and fail to respect humanity as an end in itself. The second question of reflection this week requires a hypothetical constitution to be made that everyone would universally agree to. In my opinion, if every individual would have to agree with the elements of this hypothetical constitution, the most likely result would be no constitution at all, due to the diversity and priorities that humans tend to have. Although, for the question of this week's reflection of a required creation of a hypothetical constitution, I'll be focusing on freedom and protection. The first aspect of the Constitution would be directed towards the freedom of religion. Everyone should have the right to practice a religion as they please, with protection from persecution. Second, freedom of honest speech. Individuals would have the freedom to communicate through honest words and intentions. Words that are dishonest only cause long-term dilemmas. Individuals would have the security of knowing that they could trust others. Third, protection of life and liberty, and life and property. Everyone would have the right to maintain what is theirs. Stealing is not to be permitted. This also implies that no intentional destruction of human life would be allowed. No one would have the right to take any human life, whether another's life or their own. Fourth, protection from bias. Individuals would not be treated differently due to differences in age, gender, race, religion, or ethnicity. Individuals will treat fellow humans with equal amounts of respect regardless of their differences. I believe individuals could universally endorse these elements of the hypothetical Bill of Rights as well as a social program to provide for the disabled who are incapable of acquiring a job and obtaining sufficient funds of their own. Those who are permanently disabled either from birth, an accident, or military service are individuals that I believe all individuals would agree need and deserve financial assistance.